All right, so I'm just gonna go on the record and say it. Eggs are my favorite food of all time. I eat so many. And one of my favorite ways to eat them is poached. Look how cute! It can seem really tricky, but I'm gonna show you a few simple tips that will make perfect poached eggs every time. You need a pot. This is great if you're just doing one egg. I'm gonna put this pot of water on medium and bring it up to a simmer. The only ingredient to a poached egg is eggs. The fresher the egg, the better. And there's a really simple way to know how fresh your eggs are if you're getting them from the grocery store. It's something called the Julian date, which is right at the bottom near the expiration date. So this says 232, which means it was packed on the 232nd day of the year, which happens to be August 20th. If you really, really want to make sure they're nice and tight, no frillies, then you gotta strain them. This is my little strainer. I'm gonna pop my egg in there. So as an egg ages, the white starts breaking down. That liquidy white is what floats around when you plop your egg in. Cracking it into the strainer will help remove some of that liquidy white. Egg going in the strainer. Beautiful. And I don't know if you can tell, but some of that white is just draining through. So now I'm just gonna transfer the egg that's been strained into a bowl because it just makes it really easy to pour it into the water. The reason why we want the water to be simmering instead of boiling is because eggs are really delicate, and when we put it in the water, we don't want it being pushed around by all those big bubbles. We want it like a jacuzzi. We're gonna create a vortex. I'm just gonna use a spoon. It encourages the egg gently to stay in the center and all of its parts to be in one. Some people like to use vinegar when they're poaching their eggs. I've tested both ways, and I can't really tell that much of a difference between when I use vinegar and when I don't. Make a vortex by stirring in the same direction. There it is. Poached eggs normally take somewhere between 2 and 4 minutes. I found that 3 is the sweet spot, but just keep an eye on them. You can always pull them out with your slotted spoon and feel and see if the yolk is set up. But see you in 3 minutes. You can do more than one at a time, but you'll need a bigger pot than this with a lot more surface area. Yeah, if you can see, it's already starting to set up. Did not take long. Look, it looks a little bit too soft, so I'm gonna give it like 20 more seconds. I have here a plate with paper towel ready. It's kind of nice to give your eggs a little dab before you serve them. So I'm gonna pull this guy out. It should feel nice and soft still. You want it to bounce back. So I'm gonna transfer him to this paper towel. And look how perfect. Just a little time in the strainer makes such a huge difference. I made some avocado toast. I'm gonna put my egg on top. Some flaky sea salt, some cracked black pepper. All right, so there you go. That's how you do it. I hope you give this a try next time you make brunch. You want some?